Hello, hello. Good morning. 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 And good morning. Hmm. It's another Wednesday. On Tuesday, fixing personal development issues with Joseph Adeleke. It's always an honor, a privilege to be up and active, to say something beautiful, to share my thoughts on teens parenting and important things parents need to know about how to handle their kids and how to understand the teenager better. It is my joy that everyone that come across this video get to learn, get to improve, get to understand, get to know a better approach on addressing issues relating to their kids. And today, I thought about what to talk about today, and um, I was looking at the relationship between a um, parent, the parent and the child. How can this bond improve? How can this bond improve? And one of the things that came to my mind is the aspect of love. But instead of just what is it called? Instead of just moving into the topic already, without going sequentially, let me just bring out what I have in my mind already. So I wanted something that could resonate with any parent, something that could actually help them spice up whatever relationship they already have with their kids. And I have kids um, that come to me for advice, come to me to learn about one thing or another, and they tell me how their parent is treating them. I speak to some parents and I hear from those parents how their kids are acting out. And usually, what I've always noticed is that um, the parent has a need, the child does not understand. The child has a need, the parent do not understand. So there is sort of a clash of interest, a clash of meeting their needs, sort of. So I feel that once the communication between both sides and agreement, sort of agreement. So once the communication is good, the agreement is done, then I think every other thing is perfect. So for exciting ways, for exciting ways, parents can improve their parenting better. For exciting ways, parents can improve their parenting. How can you improve your parenting? Good morning, Olamide. How can you improve your parenting? How can you make this relationship between yourself and your kids beautiful, more beautiful than it is? How can you improve your parenting? One of the ways that I wrote here is all parenting is not about impressing. Parenting is not about impressing. Most parents try to impress their kids. So I want to win this best parent award. I want to be the best parent in the world. So you're trying to impress your child, and while you're trying to impress your child, you're trying to do the yes, 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 yes to every of your child need. Of course, you need to provide, you need to protect, you need to make available when necessary what your child needs. But don't do anything because you want to impress a child. Don't do anything because you want to impress a child. You don't need to impress anybody. They don't need fighting for a parenting award, the best parent in the world award. You don't need it, because if all you're about is trying to impress this child, you're trying to make available everything that this child needs, right? If you are trying to do all those things alone, they would always. I was speaking to somebody and I said, when you're looking at something, look at the flip side of it. So if you're trying to impress all the time, what would happen is that there's a flip side to it. And the flip side that is not good is that you are grooming a spoiled child that always expect everything to be done. And that's where this over entitlement mentality comes in. And the child just feels entitled to everything. You're not trying to not to provide for your child, but you're not also trying to impress the child. You're doing your best as a parent, not because you want to impress the child, but because that is your duty, that is your responsibility. So make it an effort within yourself. You want this your parenting journey to be exciting for you. Don't even bother impressing your child. Don't bother impressing your child. You need to provide for your child. You need to protect your child. When necessary, you need to make available everything that your child needs that would help this child become productive. But don't do it because you are trying to impress. Do it because it is your duty. And try as much as possible to know, to be able to identify when it is already becoming a form of entitlement for this child, and avoid it. Avoid it. Just strike a balance between how you do what you do and how you respond to your child when your child is already becoming too entitled to whatever thing you're doing. Another thing that I wrote here is loving your child selflessly. Loving your child selflessly. So a discussion I had, I made a post some time ago on Facebook, and I think the post was more of parents should not. So I wrote on Facebook that parents should not expect anything in return for whatever thing they've done for their child. And of course, some parents were not really cool with it because they believe it is important for a child to respond the love that has been given. So to save yourself off the stress of whether or not this child is returning this love, this gesture that I'm giving to this child, whether or not this child is reciprocating this love that I'm passing across, just love selflessly. Love without expecting anything in return. Love genuinely. Love this child to a point that this child knows that no, this person loves me. And I need to just you don't even need to even tell the child before the child knows. I think that's the important thing. Don't even don't even expect too much from the person. Just love, give, provide, protect, without expecting this person to return it. It is when you are expecting something, that is when, most of the time, that is when those things do not come as you want. And that is why you feel that I have done so much for this child. I provided the money that this child used to go to primary school, secondary school, university. I did this, I bought this shoe, I bought this clothes, I bought this, and this person is not even reciprocating this gesture to me. Don't love because you're expecting the child to reciprocate. Love genuinely, love selflessly, love with all your heart. Love with all your heart. Don't love because you're expecting your child to your child sort of has become an investment plan for you. So you are investing on the child and say that okay, when I'm old and I'm retiring, is this child that will be providing for all my needs? What about the child needs? I think you should put that into consideration. Once you are grown and you are old and you are relaxing, this child just starts his or her life, and the child needs to also find a way to have a balance. Now you're expecting that this child should start providing for you, and it can be stressful. Trust me, it can be stressful. So it is Very, very important. While you're trying to love, while you're trying to show affection, while you're trying to give, while you're trying to provide, don't provide, don't give, don't expect too much. Love without expecting anything. Love without expecting anything. Love without expecting anything. That's the most beautiful kind of love. That you know that you're doing this thing because you just love to do it. You just love to do it. I think I was watching see Bill Gates. So all right, it's Obama. Yes, I was watching Obama one time on a particular video I saw on Twitter also, and it was asked, how can somebody be great? Then he said most of the great people that we have do not do those things because they want to they want other people's validation. They do it because they are not expecting anything. So somebody that created Microsoft was not expecting people to accept Microsoft. The person that uh, to accept Microsoft and paying for Microsoft, no. The person that the Wright brothers that did the airplane, they were not expecting people to start paying them for flying in an aeroplane. They just did it because they were freaked out about it. So they loved what they were doing, not because they were expecting something in return. And it is the same thing that parents need to look into, need to adopt. When you're trying to take care of your child, don't take care of your child like your child is an investment plan. Take care of your child, as a responsibility from yourself to your child, and do it with an open mind, with an open heart. Don't do it because you're expecting something in return. Like I said, love selflessly. And another thing is find pleasure in helping a teenage child prefer solution to his or her problem. You don't need to be omnipresent, omniscience, or whatsoever things other God name. You don't need to be a total God. You just need to be there. So when a child needs your help, be present, but you don't need to form that. You don't need to pretend like you know it all. Allow your child know that you're a human being just like him or her, and you have your shortcomings. And sometimes you might make mistakes, sometimes you might be right, sometimes you might be wrong, and nothing is totally bad about that. And your child needs to respect that you are doing your best. You're doing the best that you can to make sure that you are available at every point in time that your child needs you. So don't do the old God thing for your child, but try as much as possible that when your child needs you, when your child expects you to be around, to be available, to be a provider, to be a protector, you are right there. You are right there. I had a child come around to my place yesterday crying. Wow, because there's an expectation from the parents to pay for probably a GCA or GCA examination that is coming very soon, and the form is about to close. But the parent has decided to focus on something else that they feel that is very important rather than the child's education. So the boy felt broken, felt very, very annoyed, felt angry, and was crying. He came to me and was crying, and I realized that the boy felt cheated. And sometimes we feel like that when we expect so much from somebody, and the person that we expect so much from is not just present. So try as much as possible to be present for your child. Try as much as possible to attend to the needs that you know that would make this child become progressive and productive. Try as much as possible to do that. You really need to be there. You really need to be present when the child needs you. You really need to be present when the child is falling apart. Be that shoulder that the child can cry on. Be that shoulder that the child can lean on. Be that shoulder that the child can embrace. Don't just be a parent because it is more like a title to you. Be a parent to be a protector, to be a lover, to be a friend, to be a preserver, to be a provider. And finally, um, don't assume that parenting is like a course of study. Don't assume that parenting is like a course of study. Don't assume that parenting is like a course of study. Make sure, make sure that you do all you can. Make sure that you do all you can. Make sure that you do all you can to be there, not as if you are what is it called, you are trying to learn from a particular school. Do it like because it is something that you are concerned about. I think this is almost related to being loving genuinely. So don't treat parenting like it's the course of study. Treat it like it is something that you're concerned about. Treat it like it's something that you want your children, um, because you're interested in your children growth and development. Treat it like it is all that matters to you. And I'm very sure that if you do these four things that have been highlighted today, you are going to have a speedy growth in your parenting journey. You're going to have a better and healthy relationship with your child. And I look forward to getting beautiful and positive replies from you. Thank you very much for hooking up with me today. I can just recap on what I've said, like I always do. And the first thing I said was to parenting is not about impressing. Don't try to impress a child. Just go on out. Be yourself. Don't try to do it all because you want to become the best parent in the world. You want to become the best mommy. You want to become the best daddy. Do it because you just have to do it. The next thing I said is to love genuinely, love selflessly, love with all your heart, love like you are not expecting anything in return. That is the only best way to love anybody. And the third thing I said is to find a way to always prefer solutions your children need. It doesn't mean that you need to be a god in their life. You just need to be a provider, a protector. Don't allow them to feel that you are totally perfect. Let them know that you are human just like them and you have flaws. And the fourth and final thing is parenting is not a course of study. It is something that you do because you are concerned and you're very much interested in it. Thank you very much for hooking up with me today. I look forward to seeing you next week again. Please, whenever you see this video on YouTube, like, subscribe, and do the needful. Thank you. Thank you. If you find it helpful, please make your comment. And Olamide, thank you very much for making those amazing comments. Those amazing comments. Thank you very much. I am grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.